Hey everybody, this is Brett Slayer X. Just coming at you, discuss some things today. As you may know, you probably already know me. I can be a bit of a fireball when it comes to certain issues, especially when it comes to the rights of employees, when it comes to the rights of women, immigrants, minorities, when it comes to I'm a liberal. I guess you could call me an independent liberal. I'm not really a Democrat, in the sense that I don't agree with everything. But I'm going to put politics aside for just a minute. I want to talk about labor laws, treating your employees correctly, because I'm a little fired up about this whole situation. I just got, and it's on my Facebook page, and you can see it, a cease and desist letter from a lawyer who has a private practice. I believe it's PPPC or something like that, not an LLC. So I'm guessing that he is just some private practice jerk off. And that's my opinion. So eat it. I don't really fucking care. I can do that all day. Look, freedom of speech is a thing. And if you treat an employee badly and you don't pay them what you're supposed to pay them, what you promised you're going to pay them, expect them to take to social media and say something. All I did when I said my first complaint was, wow, that really sucked. And the reason I said that was because when they needed recruiting, I was there for them. They had a lack of people on the sales floor. They needed to find about 8 people. I sent out a mass text, I sent out a mass email, and I sent out a bunch of messages to people on Facebook saying, if you need a job and you're in the industry that I've been in recently with Link Tech and other places, I have a job for you. Come work for this company. I put my reputation, my personal reputation on the line for this company. When I found out I was being lied to, when I found out that there was other employees that weren't paid what they were promised, when I found out that this company is being shady and it's not advertising its customers the way it tells them it's advertising them, that it's breaking laws and regulations, not only state regulations for auto dialer, but also Google regulations and rules. Yes, I did go ahead and post and say, hey, I don't recommend that you work there anymore. I'm not going to go email every single person again and say, hey, guess what? I retract my statement. I'm going to make a post online, and that's my right to do that. That's my opinion. That's my fact. That's the facts as I see them. And if they don't like it, then they can eat shit for all I care. And yeah, that can be on the record. I don't care. Here's what I'm fired up about, okay? This company is now, by proxy, trying to intimidate me to just shut up. I gave them weeks to give me my paycheck. By law, they're supposed to have it to me the next business day. I offered to pick it up. They said, we'll send it to you. It took them a week and a half to send that paycheck to me. They never sent me my bonus check. That bonus check hasn't arrived. They didn't send me my pay stub until February 23rd. That's illegal. That is not right. That's not proper business. That's not professional. That is wrong. And, for them to then come at me with a lawyer and say, cease and desist, it's defamatory, it's defamation. First of all, that doesn't even fit the Oregon Bar's definition of defamation. I'm allowed to say my own opinions. Like you just said there, Kale, you're allowed to make allegations of crimes if you have evidence. Libel specifically is making claims that you have no reasonable belief that they are true. I have every bit of evidence to prove the things that I've been saying. It's not libel, like you said. I have evidence to prove what I'm saying. I have a witness, my cousin, who saw when the checks came in. I have envelopes when they came in, from when my check came in, when the pay stub came in. Rather, there was only one check. It was a personal check. I have the recorded voicemail of him threatening to sue me if I continue to. And all I had done was make a BBB complaint, which was within my rights as an Oregon employee. And I complained to Google about the rules and regulations that they broke, which I'm allowed to do that. They're a third-party vendor. I can do that. So this is absolutely ridiculous. Apex Inc. is a joke of a company, in my opinion. The entire time I was there, Rebecca and Sean Strickland, that own the company, yelling, screaming, slamming doors, fighting. They look like they need to be in, marriage counseling, not at work. And, they're running a company like that. I have PTSD, I have anxiety. That's a terrible, terrible environment for someone like me. Constantly worried that he's going to flip out on one of us because he did that. Sean would randomly flip out after their fights, fire employees for no damn reason. I was fired without warning, without incident, without going to the office once. Personally, I think I knew too much. I started to get to know how much they were paying for their Google ads. It was like $10 for some of them, and they're charging $200. And, I had to try and help these employees, retain people. And sometimes I look at this and be like, this person is supposed to be canceled months ago. But no, the notes say that, that he called in, but no, I swear I've retained him. Things were just really shady, okay? And listen, I'm going to speak up against that kind of shit. There's too many little shady startup companies that are ripping people off today. And they're ripping their employees off. And then meanwhile, the company owners, Sean and Rebecca Strickland, are taking helicopter rides around the city, going to expensive dinners and flaunting it in front of their employees, but they can't pay me a $100 bonus check? What the fuck is that? Get with the program. If you're going to run a business, be a professional business person. Keep your word. Treat your employees good. Don't break laws. Don't do this stupid little thing that all these people do with this auto dialer. Like, oh, if I hook it up to a computer, then I can get around this auto dialing law in Oregon. No, you can't. LinkTech tried to do that, and they were busted for it. So I'm going to have so much fun when Apex Inc. gets in trouble for that. Because here they are denying that I even got a bonus, insulting my intelligence, harassing me, making false legal claims, and they're breaking the law. They're not paying their employees what they're supposed to. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. There's several other people that have come forward and said, I wasn't paid what I was promised. So, and I was threatened. My life was threatened by Sean Strickland. See, people have been saying that to me over and over and over again ever since I got fired. But anyway, enough of that. Enough of the corrupt business. I just wanted to get that off my chest. I will not stop. I will go ahead. I've already put them on Yelp, as is my right to do. I've filed a BBB complaint, as my right is to do. I'm doing a Glassdoor complaint because it's my right to do so, and I don't think that people who are looking for a good employer should have to endure what I endured. And I'm going to go ahead and sue them. I'm going to sue them for that bonus check. I'm going to sue them for intimidation, the way they treated me, because I have a right to. Now, if they want to go ahead and pay me $100, fine. But at this point, it's pretty much too late. It's a fucking measly $100 check. And I'm sick of companies like this mowing me and other people over like that. Okay, now on to the other subject I wanted to get to. What the fuck is wrong with this country? What the flipping fuck is wrong with people in this country? If you look, you see people like that own companies being cutthroat and abusing other people, just like what I just mentioned. And nobody is doing shit about it. And when you stand up and you say something and you say, this person is abusing people, they're corrupt, they're hurting people, they're breaking laws, people say, oh, you're just whining, shut up, sit down. No, it's your God-given right to get up and say something. It's your fucking right as an American. Freedom of speech is still a fucking thing. It's in the Constitution. Try reading it sometime. What about these protests? I'm fucking sick and tired of these people that are like, get these fucking protesters out of here. Fuck the protesters. I'm so goddamn sick and tired of these people that have no respect for freedom of speech and people's right to protest. I'm sorry, but I have every goddamn right to get up and say when somebody breaks the law and underpays me. I have every goddamn right to stand up against a tyrannical president who doesn't have any respect for freedom of religion or freedom of speech, who is endangering us worldwide with his hate speech against Muslims, who is inflaming world tensions, who is breaking the law blatantly, may even be someone that's committed treason. It's pretty obvious that there's a problem when you're trying to shut up the media about your Russian connects, when you won't show us your taxes, when 19% of a Russian oil company that suddenly disappears goes to a benefactor, a unnamed, anonymous benefactor, somebody that the company deemed worthy of that. I just like, you know what? People have to get up and say something. They have to do something. It's un-American to sit at home and say, I'm not going to do anything. We have people that served in our armed forces that as interpreters that were blocked from coming back into the country, and then their lives are in jeopardy now. Their lives are in jeopardy, but they served our military protecting our rights. That's despicable. That's disgusting. And if you want to get up and you want to protest that, there's a bunch of people on Facebook that will bitch about your right to protest. I saw a guy the other day, he was applauding a law that got passed, I guess, that if you hit a protester in his state with your car, that's okay. That you're not liable for any damages against the protester because he was in the street. Can you imagine that? Like, let's go back to Martin Luther King Jr. days, okay? Imagine if somebody came and just fucking hit Martin Luther King Jr. before he could give his speech. Oh, sorry, I'm able to hit you because you were in the road. I'm trying to get to work. You're an inconvenience. Who the fuck are these whining little bitch babies out there who are like, oh man, I gotta take a different road to get to work. I might be 5 minutes late. I'm gonna bitch about these protesters and hit him with my car. That is fucking retarded. Do you realize that what you're saying is fuck American rights? Fuck what America stands for. It's okay to fucking hit a protester. Fuck freedom of speech. Fuck freedom of religion. You know, get the fuck out of my way. My life, my job, my time is more important than the country. That's what you're saying. When you say that kind of shit, when you say go ahead and hit a protester with your car, ha ha, clap, clap, that's fucking retarded. I saw another fucking law that was thankfully shot down. I think it was in Arizona. My cousin was talking about it. You could lose your house. If you start a protest and maybe 10 people that you didn't even invite to the protest show up and start breaking stuff, you lose your house. What the fuck is that? And don't even get started with me about riots. People are saying, oh, well, these rioters. Man, look up the LA riots. Look up real riots, you fucking pussies. That's just a fucking couple of anarchists. People that aren't even probably there to protest. They're just taking advantage of the situation. And where are the cops, huh? Full fucking riot gear. Full fucking riot gear, right? And a media person can come up and interview a fucking anarchist, but the cop can't find him and arrest him? Bull fucking shit. Here in Portland, when we had 4,000 motherfucking people protesting, guess how many fucking protesters got arrested? Over 100. Guess how many got charged? The fuck is that? Because they pulled them off the front lines like little pussies. The cops are pussies because they won't go after the real criminals. Full riot gear. Hundreds of them. Flashbangs. Rubber bullets, fully armed, shields, batons, helmets, you name it, and they can't go up against an unarmed protester or one with a baseball bat. Shame. The reason why they don't do that is because they want to shut down the protest. They want to shut you up. They want you to go home. And what makes me sad about America today and why I'm so fucking disappointed in this country is we got a bunch of pussies that say, okay, fascist pigs, we'll do what you say. Go ahead. We don't care about our fucking right to protest or assemble, or we don't give a fuck about our right to freedom of speech. Go ahead, fascist pigs. Go ahead, Trump. Fuck me up the ass without lube. That's bullshit. Get the fuck out of my country. If that's the country you want, go to North Korea. Go to fucking China. Okay? Go to Iran, where they run protesters over. Ha ha, it's so fucking cute. They made a fucking law where I can hit a protester with my car. Go to fucking China. That's what happens in China. Go to fucking China. Get the fuck out of my country. Serious. If that's what you want, go over there. If what you want is a tyrannical fucking leader that doesn't have fucking any sense of how the government should be run, wants to shut down the media, go to China. Go to Iran. If we don't do something, we're going to end up like them. Who saw the fucking protests at Standing Rock? Who saw that shit? They came in with the military, the National Guard, and fully armed to the gills police. And a bunch of Indians were laying there and they beat on them and they picked them up and they threw them out of the way. That's fucking disgusting. That reminds me of China, Iran, Russia, Syria. That isn't America. That's not an America that I want to live in. And if you Republican pussies want to sit there and take that kind of shit, go ahead. But you should go somewhere else and do it. Because this is not how America should be. I've had family members, I've had friends that have fought, bled. Some of them have died for your rights. And you're spitting on their graves. You're spitting on their graves when you say, okay, shut that protest down. You're spitting on their graves when you allow a Muslim ban. You know, President Trump was talking about wanting a litmus test, a religious litmus test to enter the United States. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? It's bad enough that people, I don't even like the forms like list, you know, your ethnicity. Sorry, I'm getting a little worked up right now. I'm pretty pissed off. I can't believe, like, I'm actually really shocked that a bunch of these Republican pussies on Facebook are out there. Let's run over protesters. You know, they're shooting at protesters here in Portland. I had a friend that got shot at. And there was people bragging about how that was okay. Yeah, Sergio. Sergio was one guy that I've never liked the guy. He had his gun, and he was like, let's go take care of these protesters. Like, he's fucking to be some fucking, you know, like, I don't know, gun-ho fucking cowboy, and just round them up and shoot them. What the fuck is that bullshit, huh? We allow that kind of behavior now? Is that okay? So, yeah, man, this is fucking bullshit, and anybody that supports this kind of crap is stupid. But let's get back to the litmus test. Let's get back to this litmus test. We live in the United States of America. We're not in China. We're not in Syria. We're not in Iran. We're not in some country where, you know, if you're a Christian or a Muslim or whatever, the government decides what religion you have to be and persecutes people. We don't live in, I'm not a religious person. Anybody that knows me, I'm like the least religious person. I love Bill Maher. Some of my idols are like, you know, that ranting atheist guy. I love that guy. Like, you know, I love the, who's that guy that gets up, he's about getting, you know, religion out of politics. I can't remember his name. Something Reagan. Anyway, fucking love it, right? Because there should be separation of church and state. We aren't a country that says you have to be of this religion. Trump wants to make it a litmus test for you to immigrate to this country that you tell immigration if you're a Muslim. He wants to set a priority for refugees so that Christian refugees get to come in first. He said this publicly. You can look it up. What the fuck is that? Oh, I'm sorry, you're both dying, but I'll take the Christian. What the fuck? Where is that in the Constitution of the United States? It's an absolute crime against democracy and our freedoms to say that you have to be this religion or you don't get in. Or we'll take these people first. It's absolutely appalling. It's disgusting. And guess what, Republicans? You're allowing it. Conservative, Christian Republicans especially, you're the ones allowing the hate. I cannot believe that Trump is at all surprised at this hate towards the Jews that has escalated and these these incidents that are happening right now where Muslim communities are being threatened and mosques are being threatened. And he acts so surprised, like, oh, no, I don't condone hate. Really? Really, Mr. Mexicans are rapists? Really? Really, Mr. They're coming to take all of our jobs and simultaneously suck all of our welfare at the same time? Really? Really, you're not a hater at all. Like, you don't spread hate at all. Let's see. Jeff Sessions, a white nationalist. Breitbart News, a white nationalist conservative conspiracy organization. You have Steve Bannon, who's a white nationalist. You yourself are a nationalist, but not a white nationalist. Yeah, right. There's no light of day between those statements anymore. There isn't. People call themselves nationalists now. They're white nationalists. That's what they are. They just don't want to say white nationalist because they know that people call them out for being a racist. But when you say Muslims, it's a Muslim war. We're fighting Muslims, extremist Muslims. And you go, what about, the worst terrorist attack that ever happened in the United States? Guess who that was that did that? Was that a Muslim? I'm pretty sure that was a Christian. Yeah, why don't you look that up? I guarantee you, I'm not even going to go ahead. I'm going to let you look it up yourself. And that's the kind of guy I am. Look up facts, people. Don't fucking believe a news organization. I don't care if it's left, right, or center. Look up some facts. That gets me to the next thing here, okay? Yeah, we're all disgusted with the hate and the Trump rhetoric and the bullshit coming out of Washington. The Muslim ban. The fact that our troops who were interpreters and fought on the front lines for us, some of them are being told they can't come home because of this ban. We're all disgusted because the 7 nations identified have never once perpetrated a terrorist attack in the United States. That's complete fucking crap that we even have this Muslim ban or this fucking ban at all. We already do vetting. We vet people. That already happens. Okay? Takes years to get citizenship. Why don't people look that up? We live in a country and in a world where people are so lazy that they'll read the headline and they'll take it as gospel truth. They'll take it as gospel truth. They'll read the headline and they'll share it on Facebook, on Twitter, on whatever. They don't even read the article. And we've proven this time and time again, right? Even reputable places like Washington Post has played pranks on their own readers saying, you didn't read the article. We purposely made a joke headline to catch you people. How many fucking people do you know that share fake news on Facebook? I mean, just blatant fake news, but they believe it's true. They didn't check to see if there's any sources. Half the time it says at the bottom of the page that it's for satire, but God damn it, they believe it. And now it's somehow twisted, right? Now somehow the right has found a way to say, oh, CNN, MSNBC, all these places that you normally get to, yeah, they're fake news. They're not. Okay, they may spin the news. They may have an opinion of the news. You may need to go check their facts. They may not get it all right, but they're not Breitbart. Okay, they're not The Onion. They're not The Sun. Okay, they're not any of those places. They're not these right-wing conservative wingnut job fucking radio station jockeys like, say, Rush Limbaugh, spitting a bunch of bullshit and conspiracy theories. They are more reliable than that. So I don't get it. I don't understand why people just can't take a few seconds to look something up. Google. It's there. It exists. You can actually look up multiple sources. Maybe look for the actual law or certified document from the United States government or, like I did earlier today, some guys. Oh, I got to catch my breath real quick. Thank you, guys. But no, think about it. Like, I had a guy today, he said, prove to me that Russia hacked the DNC during the election. And I said, dude, what have you been living under a rock? The CIA and FBI have already like published a short form that talks about that. It tells you why and how it all happened. And the full form, obviously, we'll never get because it's going to be classified. But there's been tons of times where this has been discussed, tons of verification, and I just keep the rabbit hole keeps getting deeper. Okay. Check out this bullshit. There was a lynching in Seattle recently. Looking for answers after son found hanging in Lake Stevens. Talk about that with me, Kale. What was the lynching about? I wish I could just like side screen you and get you up here, Kale, so we could like talk. Like that'd be cool. I might be able to do that. I'm thinking about doing a podcast. I really am. I want to do radio. I want to do like a small independent internet radio station that we could do different electronic musics. We could do different genres of music. We could talk politics. We could have callers call in. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be that hard. I've got a lot of time on my hands. It's just a matter of money and setting things up. But yeah, talk to me about that, Kale. So they found. It looks like they. I can't click on it right now because it'll fuck up because I'm on my phone, right? They're looking for answers after son found hanging in Lake Stevens. Was he a Muslim kid? Was he a Mexican kid? What was going on? Do you know? Anyway, I'll come back to that. I find it appalling. I find it appalling that here in America, we don't check facts anymore. And honestly, there's no reason for that. We live in the information age. We live in the information age. It's starting to feel like we live in the disinformation age. That's what I feel like. I feel like we live in some kind of weird. We got shifted, thrown off into this alternate universe, like alternate facts and like weirdness and like everything that you know is true and suddenly not. Like all these flat Earth people coming out of nowhere. It's like what's flat? Your IQ. Like it sucks. Like have you ever tried to debate with a flat Earth person? It's like I feel like I've done it before, and I'm like, fuck this. I feel like bashing my face into a concrete brick afterwards. I just feel so stupid. Like I'm like, God, my IQ went down while talking to this person. I love it. And somebody launched an independent rocket with a GoPro on it recently. I don't know if any of you guys saw that, but somebody commented and said, "Yeah, now any jackass that can launch a fucking GoPro in the air can prove that the Earth is round. So what are the flat earthers going to do now?" And it's like, dude, what the fuck? We have people that believe that the Earth is flat. Yeah. Okay, the moon landings. Okay, I this conspiracy I get a little bit more. You don't believe we went to the moon? Okay. Well, that's pretty stupid, but I mean, there's people that believe we can't go to the moon. That makes me even laugh more. It's like we have rovers on Mars. We're planning civilians to be able to be launched around the moon. That's what SpaceX is doing. We're planning to try and colonize Mars. There's thousands and thousands of photos. We've sent craft outside of our solar system. Look at the Voyager project. I don't get it. Climate change. Okay. 97%, I think, 97, 99% of scientists believe that climate change is real and that man impacts it. How the fuck do we still have people that don't believe that? I don't get it. I don't get it. We have more people, more scientists, credible scientists with degrees that agree that climate change is real and is going to be a problem than we have people that believe in evolution, the Big Bang, the origins of the universe, or a bunch of things. I could go on and on and on and on about the things that scientists disagree on more than climate change. Yet we have a president that doesn't believe it exists. We have politicians that believe it's some liberal lie. It's, here's one great thing. Growing up in a Christian Republican home, there was so much shit, so much bullshit. Sometimes it was amazing, right? It's just absolutely amazing what you hear. Like, the Mexicans are coming here, they're stealing all of our jobs, but they're somehow simultaneously lazy and stealing all of our welfare at the same time, and like, committing crimes. I'm like, man, they're like magical creatures. They just like can do like three things at once. This is amazing. They can somehow work really hard enough to steal our jobs, lose that, go out and lose all of our welfare, spend up all of our welfare, right? And then they can go commit a bunch of crimes. How do they do all this at once? Like, fuck. So then I would hear things like, okay, liberals, they control the cities, and every university is liberal. You got to go to a private school, Brett, otherwise they'll feed you liberal lies. What? So every university is suddenly some kind of liberal conspiracy, and if you go there, they'll brainwash you? So I have to go to some Christian school or some private school? What the fuck is that? That sounds like bullshit to me, right? But no, there's a lot of Republicans and a lot of conservatives that believe that crap. They believe that climate change is just some brainwashed idea that liberals came up with and are spreading through college universities. Wow. Smart. Right? Denial. That's all that is. It's denial. It's saying it's an alternative fact universe that these people live in. And by the way, there's no such thing as alternative facts. Okay? I'm sorry. Let me clear this up. You're entitled to your opinions, but you're not entitled to your own facts. You're entitled to have your own opinions. You're not entitled to have your own facts. Facts are simply an opinion, a theory, a thesis that has been confirmed by enough people. It's become a fact. It's become common knowledge, right? Take a debate class sometime. They'll tell you that same thing. Facts aren't disputable. Now, things change. Mass majority of people can be wrong or led astray, right? But when we're talking about things that come out of Trump's mouth, or Sean Spicer's mouth, by the way, send him Dippin' Dots. I can't remember what it's called. There's a website. He hates Dippin' Dots. He freaks out about it. Send Sean Spicer Dippin' Dots. It's like $6. Google it. You can do it. It's worth it. It's a great prank. Do it. But when they talk about things, like, Trump talks about thousands of people out celebrating the Twin Towers falling, and they're all Muslims, and, we've got all these problems with, Muslims, and 3 million people voted against him that were legal immigrants. Come on, man. Like, what universe are you in? You know what I mean? So, only 6% of scientists are Republicans. The vast majority of the schools are liberal, and all the smart people are, then well, we can come to a logical conclusion about which party is smart and which, yeah. I agree, Kale. I definitely agree. I don't get this. Like, this idea that we have to pit rural America against suburban America, it doesn't make any sense. We don't have to pit cities against country and country against cities. And what that is ignorance. It's people wanting to go ahead and go back to a simpler time, not read up on things. It just goes right back to my point. They don't want to do research. They don't want to learn. They don't want to go to college. They don't want to pay attention to world issues. They don't want to educate themselves. They're afraid of the truth. And that really bothers me. You can go ahead and live under a rock in Texas for all I fucking care. But when you get into office and your ignorant bullshit spreads through policy and affects people and hurts people, that's a problem. When your religion gets in the way of good people, having the healthcare they need, getting into this country because they're a Muslim, that's a problem. Let's talk about Planned Parenthood. We're talking about a large range of issues. I need to kind of. And Andrew, you said that your church told the government to repent. Your church said that. That's awesome. I appreciate that. I'm not really sure what they mean by the government. If they're talking more about Democrats or Republicans or the government as a whole or Trump, I don't know. I do like that a lot of churches are starting to realize that the immigration problem is, they're wrong about that. I mean, let's look at the Bible, okay? I frequently say I know more about the Bible than most Christians, and it's true. It's sad. It's true. I've read it 9 times. Once you've read it 9 times, some in the Hebrew and Greek, with the Strong's Concordance, and sat there and memorized as many scriptures as I have, get back to me. Like that's a claim that I can own. The government as a whole, yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I believe that there's people on both sides that need to fucking wake up. I'm not a religious man. I don't know if I believe in repenting to somebody in the sky, but I do think they need to get their shit right. When it comes to immigration, look at Jesus. Okay, so here's Jesus. Mary gets pregnant, and they're seeking, they're refugees. They're seeking shelter, right? And they're traveling, and they're looking for aid, right? And the 3 wise men travel a long way. They're fleeing from Herod. Okay, what would happen to Jesus today? I'm pretty sure Trump would go, "Oh fuck no, oh no, oh no, he's from that country. Those people do bad things. You can't, nope, nope." Or he might be Herod for all I fucking know. Trump is probably a Herod. Kill him, baby. He's gonna fucking threaten my power. You know what I mean? That's probably Trump. But see, Jesus wouldn't be allowed. He wouldn't even be recognized in today's America. So Christians really got this wrong when it comes to that. The Christians that are anti-immigration. And you know what? Also, these Christians that are anti-Muslim and whatever, think back to the Garden of Eden, okay? God put an apple there. And God said, don't eat it, right? But he still put the damn thing there, and he left it. And he gave people a choice. It's a free will. And it's an important part of who God plays out to be in the rest of the Christian Bible and in many religions. Free will is it's a main subject when it comes to almost any religion. You can choose which path you're going to go down, right? Are you going to go down the path most traveled, the easy path? Are you going to go down the path, go with the flow? Are you going to go with the crowd? Are you going to do what everybody else is doing? Or are you going to go blaze your own path or go down the road less traveled? And when you see right now, sadly, I'm going to say this, it's going to piss some people off, is a lot of Christians going down the road that's more traveled. You see a lot of them, yeah, our guy's in office, we got a Republican in there, and they're just being ignorant. They're being hateful towards Muslims. Kick them out, yeah, our God's the only one. And it's like, dude, your God wouldn't even do that. Judge not, lest you be judged, okay? It's obvious that that's not who the Christian God is, if he does exist. So this whole hate them, get them out, kick them out, this Islamophobia crap needs to go. It just needs to go. It's plain disgusting. It's wrong. It's affecting our allies. It's affecting our ability to conduct missions in the Middle East. It's a human rights violation. You should, like I was saying earlier, I believe that everybody has a right. It's in the Constitution, freedom of religion, freedom of speech. I'm sick and tired of dumb people. Hence the title, What the Fuck? What the fuck? Absolutely tired of it. And with that, I'm going to end this because I've been on here for a while, but go ahead and push play. I'll be back in a little bit, maybe with another video, but God damn it, people. Research your facts. Have some respect for your fellow man. Do the right thing, right? If you're going to be a Christian and you're going to be a Republican, read your fucking Bible. Realize that God is a God of love and not hate. Okay? Set a better example for your religion or it's going to probably disappear off the face of this planet soon enough. Be informed. And stop fucking believing everything you hear Rush Limbaugh say or Trump say or some stupid right-wing conspiracy nut say, do your homework. Listen. Go meet a Muslim. Sit down. Break bread with them. Okay? They're not bad people. In fact, a lot of times they live better lives, more moral lives than most of us other Americans. Anyway, be good.